Okay folks, welcome back. In this video we're going to discuss square roots. Specifically, what are square roots? So square roots are actually an interesting concept. We can't understand square roots or radicals until we understand exponents, right? Remember, exponents were those things that we saw before where we had those numbers with little numbers up top, right? 2 to the third power, for example. We know that means repeated multiplication, right? 2 times 2 times 2. And in this case, that would be 8, right? And another one that we would see, maybe something is like this, 5 to the second power, or 5 squared. Okay, now keep that squared in the back of your mind because that's going to come up again. So 5 squared, again, is 5 times 5, 5 times itself, right? 5 times itself makes 25. So we have these ideas of squares or exponents, right, where we square a number and we get another number, which is a perfect square. Now, additionally, right, so we saw exponents with these positive whole numbers, right? We even saw exponents that were negative, right? We know we have rules for negative exponents. We have rules for positive exponents. We have rules when the exponent is 1. We have rules when the exponent is 0. The only thing we haven't talked about are fractions. What about this? What about 25 to the 1/2 power? The answer to that question is exactly what we're here to talk about. Those fractional exponents are our radicals. They are our roots. That is what they are. Fractional exponents are the same as radicals. So here, when I have this 1/2 power, that's what we typically call the square root of 25. 25 to the 1/2 is the square root of 25. That's what we would say. This symbol here is a radical, okay? And radicals don't always have to be 1/2. It could be for the 1/3. It could be for the 1/4. It could be for the 1/5 power. All of those produce radicals. It's just a different question that we have to ask ourselves. Now, what is that question we need to ask ourselves? If we look at 25 to the 1/2 power, or the square root of 25, remember, this is all related to exponents, and exponents say we multiply a number by itself a certain number of times. Here what we're asking ourselves is, what number do we multiply by itself a certain number of times to get the base, which is 25, or the number inside, which is 25? And when we're looking at square roots, we're asking ourselves, what number times itself twice makes the base, or the number inside the radical, which is 25. So let's answer that question. What number times itself makes 25? The answer to that is going to be 5. 5 times 5 makes 25, or 5 squared makes 25. So when we're looking at square roots, we're actually looking at specifically these guys right here. Maybe like the square root of 100. What number times itself, or what number squared makes 100? The answer to that is 10. So in general, it's important for you guys, when you're looking at radicals, to remember your perfect squares. And the perfect squares are 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, 9 times 9 is 81, 10 times 10 is 100. And then I'll give you a couple more. 11 times 11 is 121, 12 times 12 is 144, and 13 times 13 is 169. Now, I stop at 169 because typically you're not going to be asked to go much higher than 13 times 13. But in general, these first 13 perfect squares are ones which I recommend that you know because they're important. They're going to help us to quickly figure out square roots with them. Because remember, square roots are asking ourselves the question, what number times itself, or what number squared makes the number inside the radical? So, check back in for more examples, guys. I'll see you next time.